viewers and random Robot Wars fans, it's Minibot time again. You may remember last year I did a review of the Minibot house robots. Well, now I'm turning my attention to the contestant robots, and this review in particular will be looking at what I like to refer to as the Wave 1 of contestant robot Minibots, because these are the robots that came with just basic static weaponry as opposed to weaponry that actually moved. Now, you may remember also in the House Robots video, I talked about how I didn't really keep the packaging, so I threw that out. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the actual packaging itself, I suggest you go watch the Minibot House Robot review. I'll put a link to it below. But anyway, let's move on and talk about these little Minibots themselves. Okay, so we'll start off by taking a little look at Chaos 2, the Series 3 and 4 champion, and one of my favourite robots. The detail on it is quite nice. If I turn toward the light here, you can see it's kind of got those little rivet designs all along the side of it there, especially down here at the flipper blade. The nice actual Chaos 2 logo has been detailed really nicely there on the actual front of the flipper. Around the side here, you've got those little sections that help it with self-riding, and the front two big wheels and even the little back wheel's been detailed on there really well. The actual back of it here, there is a lot of detail lacking, but you've got rivets around the side and those three kind of little weird holes that were in the plexiglass on Chaos 2's back, so that's quite nice. However, it is very long and very narrow at the front here compared to the real Chaos 2, who looks a bit more beefier, so that's kind of weird. Here we have Hypno Disc, which again looks very nice. Again, it's got the rivets going the whole way around the front disc here, the little sort of spiral design on it. The wheels on the sides here, which are the Series 3 wheels, except it's got the Series 4 actual body to it here, the actual armour, because as you can see, it's got the spikes on it. Really nice checker-plated armour here as well. You can see the detail on it there, even over the little kind of wheel guards, so that's really cool. The disc does kind of spin. It doesn't spin freely, but then again, I think that's kind of years of wear and tear as opposed to an actual feature. Here we have Razor, who looks quite dumpy actually, because as you can see, the body is massive and the claw looks kind of really small and weedy, and the body's made of metal and the actual claw here is made of plastic, but it doesn't move again because it's static, so that's kind of annoying. As you can see, the actual scoop at the front here has kind of been chopped off, so you can't really get in underneath other little Minibots too well. But then again, because the actual body's made of metal, I suppose the company didn't really want kids playing with a sharp piece of metal, so I do like the attention to detail. However, you can see the kind of little dents and kind of designs around the side of it there. You can even see the little Razor logo there, the two little blue wheels at the front and the red wheels at the back, so obviously this is the Series 4 design of Razor. So overall it again looks very nice. Moving on, here we have Panic Attack, the Series 2 champion. I love the detail on the forks at the front here. As you can see, they look like they've been, through the wars, because you can see the kind of little scrapes and scratches across the front there, as though it's lifted many a robot. So I really do like the design there. On the actual front as well, you can see the little eyes with the little red design on them, and even the little kind of angry eyebrow design, so that's cool. Around the side, you've got the armor plating, which looks great, and it's even got Panic Attack written there, but it looks like it's been handwritten, so it's kind of a little sloppy, but still the fact that they've put it on looks absolutely amazing. Even around the back there too, and around the other side looks cool. On the top, it's got the little self-riding mechanism, so obviously this is around about the Series 5, 6 and 7 kind of version of Panic Attack, because of that self-riding lid up at the top there, and the little flashing lights. And I like how underneath here as well, they've actually coloured in the little pullback motor yellow in order to match in with the rest of the machine, so that's really cool too. Here we have Really Big Cheese, which, as you can see, again, for all the size of them, the detail on these are amazing. So you can even see there, it's got the little Really Big Cheese logo printed onto the front of the flipper blade, with the little cat design there too, that's cool. Two little dents in the front of the flipper, the two red big wheels here in the kind of red section at the top, even the hinge for the flipper's nice. Where it does kind of lose points for me is underneath, because you've got that big ugly pullback motor. And in the show, of course, Really Big Cheese is invertible and can run both ways up. So it's kind of a shame that whenever you flick it over, you get this ugly pullback motor. But then again, I suppose there was nothing really the toy company could do about that. And finally, here we have Exterminator 2, and again the detail on it is very, very nice. You can see the XT2 kind of written there, the little kind of sections for the self-righting mechanism, the little section at the bottom here with these kind of little holes in it there. Around the back here you've got that little X, the two little self-righting bars at the top, the little red flashing light, the little Exterminator kind of logo there, which is really nice. And around the front here, as you can see, the toy company have gone for the interchangeable flipper as opposed to the axe. Again, probably because it's static, you know, and they didn't really want to have a big static axe sticking up in the air. But one thing that does annoy me about this is that the actual blade of the flipper here is kind of at an angle, so it's kind of up in the air. So, you know, if I set it on the ground, I suppose you can't really see that. But, you know, it's not flush to the ground, so you can't really get in underneath any other robots with that. So that's the only real kind of problem that I would have with this Exterminator toy. The great thing about these little robots is, despite the fact that they don't have active weaponry, which would have gotten them disqualified from the 7th Wars, the great thing about them is that they do come, obviously, with the little pullback motor. And for all the size of them, because they are titchy, you know, the pullback motor is really powerful. And as you can see, they do go at some speed. So it's a really nice feature and something that I'm very glad that they've included, because otherwise these essentially would have just been little Robot Wars robot statues. In order to do a little size comparison here, I've put the little Minibot robots next to their respective counterpart pullback toys, and as you can see, by comparison, the Minibots are titchy. I do have to admit, though, that even though these are cute little toys, I do prefer the pullbacks over the Minibots, because with the larger size comes better attention to detail and more features, such as active weaponry, which, for me anyway, as a child playing with these, was a big decider in play. You know, I wanted Really Big Cheese's flipper to actually flip, I wanted Exterminator's axe to come down, I wanted Razor to be able to use its claw, and equally Chaos 2 to use its infamous flipper, so, you know, I definitely do prefer the pullbacks over the Minibots. Of course, one major advantage that the Minibots have over the pullbacks is the fact that an actual recreation of the Robot Wars Arena as a playset was released in order for kids to play with their Minibots in. And for me, that is just wonderful, because as a child, I dreamed of having my own little Robot Wars Arena with my own little scaled down versions of the robots to play with in. And this is just absolutely excellent. You know, it's got its little working flipper, its working pit, and the actual Minibots in the arena just look great. They look perfect, they look exactly to scale, and for me that is just wonderful. So, all in all, what do I think of these little Minibots? Well, they are cute, they are nice. It is a shame, though, that their weapons don't work. You know, it would have been nice had Chaos 2's flipper moved up and down, disc spun, Razor's arm went up and down, and so forth. That would be really nice, but, you know, the fact that they're so small is adorable, and plus they have a really, really powerful pullback motor inside them, which is really fun and interesting. That, and the fact that they're made from real metal as well, which very few other Robot Wars toys actually are, adds to their charm and appeal. The big winner for me is definitely the fact that they fit inside the Robot Wars Arena playset. That's definitely a big yes from me. You know, the bigger machines, the pullbacks, have a lot better detail on them and have a lot more interesting features to them. But, you know, at the same time, I do still like the Minibots, and I can't really say anything bad about them, other than the fact that their weapons are just stationary. So that pretty much does it for this review. I'd like to thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, there's plenty more reviews online. Thank you very much for watching, and remember to keep following the nerd. Bye-bye.